The pros, Colin Kaepernick continued his protests last night and kneeled during the national anthem before the 49ers preseason finale at San Diego. But this time, he was not alone. Safety Eric Reed joined him as the crowd booed. Former Green Beret and former Texas long snapper Nate Boyer spoke to us on Coast to Coast about this open letter he wrote to Kaepernick, expressing his initial disappointment but eventual respect for his. On SportsCenter Coast to Coast is Rosalyn Gold-Onwude. Roz, you're an analyst for the New York Liberty, so I thought it would be great to have you on. Before the hiatus, we saw that in Bump, in which we know that there was a lot of social activism. The women of the WNBA were using their platform, and they were loud and they were proud. Since they've been back from hiatus, what conversations have taken place between the league and the players?
You know, this morning I actually reached out to Swin Cash, who's the first vice president of the WNBA PA, and I was really happy to hear that there was a lot of progress made during the Olympic break, because it was promised that there would be further conversations and action. And she said that the league and the union got together. They didn't just try to dive in and go on their own. They actually sought out the help of people who are experienced in making changes, social, community changes. They spoke to educators, community leaders, activists from all parts of the parties where people can really get to know each other. And Swin also pointed out there's a big focus on voter registration.
Right.
Getting in those.
That's where it starts.
Exactly. Getting in those local communities of the.
That's where it starts. You have to start locally before you can make any type of impact. So here's my question. This might be a jump. How do you take the league and these stars that we see behind us right here? And I love the WNBA, but it needs to grow. We all can admit that. And do you believe movements, social movements, attract more fans in a way in which people could say, I'm invested because I know more about her, I know more about their cause, I know more about what they're committed to?
As older people, it's also some people my age, maybe we're trying to reach out to those younger people to come and connect with the team, but I can speak for New York when I say they're doing a couple things right.
Okay, so obviously I'm a Sparks fan here in Los Angeles, so we're in competition of some sort because
Actually, we really are.
Let's talk about the playoffs, because we're approaching the WNBA playoffs. I want to talk about what the format is, and I want to talk about who you think the MVP will be.
Right. So I actually think the MVP.
Shout out to Nneka.
Shout out to Nneka.
No bias there.
Actually,
no, she's playing well. I know. I'm kidding.
Because she's being great and she is someone I love. But I actually think the MVP comes from New York.
Really?
But I spoke with Bill Laimbeer, the head coach, and I said, what do you think about this MVP race? You know, that Tina could potentially not win it. And he said, well, I think if we didn't have Tina Charles, we would be just.
For you, this will be a good one. I know that you are also, many jobs, sideline reporter for the Warriors. There's a story. There's a big story there. I don't know if you heard of it. Kevin Durant.
Who's that?
He came to the Warriors.
Oh, crazy. Okay, I hadn't heard anything about that.
Crazy. Tell me, you were at the Olympics. Tell me a little bit about his interaction, his chemistry with his new teammates.
On who led with scoring.
Love it.
And they did that in an offense on a U.S. team that had a really hard time moving the ball. That offense was very sticky, a little stagnant. The Warriors moved the ball a lot better. I think you're going to see much more beautiful offense when they move the ball and make the defense have to move and shift, and then gaps open up.
Let me tell you something. I'm excited to see the super team. You
sound like someone who's a Lakers fan.
I am 100% a Lakers fan.
I'm Team Luke Walton.
So we like Luke. Okay, so you guys, give it up for Ross. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You've enlightened us on all things WNBA and NBA. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for having me, Cari.
David, back to you in